I like to see the Silas. I want to see game 2 straight up, which is exactly what we're going to do. And Icon and Chelly had very good, very consistent games there. The Victor, the Vayne. We are going to pull up Pickban very shortly for game number 2. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
It's a
Pyke.
Wait a second.
Yes, I love Pyke so much, man. Camille. Like, do you remember that champion?
Yeah, back from the start of the split, right? Back from last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Camille got nerfed.
Yeah.
She no longer stuns up minions, and of course, that Camille in the top lane, you know, it's okay. You don't stun up the minions, monsters, rather. Silas was banned out this time by Rogue Warriors. They're like, we're not rinsing and repeating that. We're not even going to give us the opportunity to pick that one up. Well,
it's going to be very interesting to see what this Camille's job is, and that will be the keystone. That'll determine.
All right, well, let's press the attack in the top lane. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We're going to have a quick replay how the first blood happened. Then we'll explain to you what the heck is going on. As looks like Huatian. Wow!
Great engage.
Holy penguin!
Yeah, that was beautiful. The flash as well.
XiaoYao dies here now, doesn't he? Look at this. Yeah, bone skewer.
From the almost
kills Icon. Oh, my lord.
You can see it in his eyes. He was hungry for blood, but his E was on the wrong target.
He found Icon. So we are live right now, and Spive has found another bone skewer. Locks on down. XiaoYao doesn't get stunned up by the water. 5 on the roam. Yeah, I love the Pyke so much. Huatian, get back to your turret.
Once again, we need to talk about who exactly is pushing against the clock here. Checking out all of these compositions, it looks very even in terms of scaling. So the lead going down to OMG might very well.
Well, I mean, do we get there? Because Huatian's dead again. Icon has 3 kills. Hey, folks, game 1 was the Vayne. Game 2's the LeBlanc. Are you ready?
And it's not even from Penguin, because Penguin got him ahead in game number 1, but but in this game, it looks like it's going to be 5. Roaming down into the mid lane, he is helping out all of his buddies, and he's even helping himself out with the extra gold as well.
What I see that's interesting that we've just kind of brushed over is we've jumped headfirst into this game. Of course, the Halo Blades on the Jiangqiao, but Chelly has taken lethal tempo back on Kalista. Halo Blades has been the go-to for many patches now, and we've gone back to the stock stand and make her hop fast build.
Yeah, it's just the take the wheel build, because once you get enough attack speed, you're not too certain where you're going. And if you're not focused on where you're clicking on the middle of the ground, then you could potentially end up in some pretty awkward situations.
I mean, they're pro players. They should know where they're clicking in this Kalista.
Well, realistically, the reason why he wants some fast movement speed is because everybody on OMG is going to be going forward. There's going to be fast engages and fast follow-up as well, so Chelly needs to be able to keep up.
So gets him ready for those mid-game team fights, especially instead of the Halo Blaze and the quick trade-offs that we expect in lane, knowing that the Varus will get the push in anyway, while Rogue Warriors find themselves a Cloud Dragon. Infernal coming up next. Where is Icon? He's in the mid lane. Good. That's a deep ward placed there by OMG, so getting early vision off. They already have a 1,300 gold lead.
And even though it's standard, I really like the ring coming out from Icon as well, because he can start stacking that up. Coming in from his very good game in game number 1, I'd be glad to see a whole lot of the resources passed over to him from the rest of his team, namely from 5 and Penguin, to make sure that he can get those stacks and build a Medjai very early on.
Medjai, well, that's, yeah, no, that is ballsy. I like that.
I mean, from game number 1, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, because on the Lost Chapter, you previously mentioned there, full inventory with the double Dark Seal. Fight brewing in the bottom lane as 5 will find a flip. He's out. Yes. I love Pyke so much. He's got mobility boots as well, and now he's on the hunt.
But on the hunt from what? So you got to take a look at Rogue Warriors. He can't find anything in the bottom lane because he's just going to be perpetually locked up by Wuji, and Huanggai's always going to be saving his ADC. He needs to look towards other avenues, which is realistically why we've seen so much early game aggression from Icon, because he's always had the support ready for him, and now he's coming back down.
5 so mobile. Wuji's here as well. They now know that the Pyke's there. That's enough to dissuade them. Wow. You don't know where the jungler is. He was spotted just moments ago, knowing that Penguin could come in and collapse, but because Icon's so far ahead, they will not take the risk any further.
Yeah, and it was really weird that Rogue Warriors committed 3 people to it, because when you commit that many resources, what you're saying is, I'm going to take that blue no matter what, because that is going to be one of our focal points of fighting. But they don't even use it because they back out at the side of the support, and a whole lot of time is wasted because every single time you make movements like that and you don't commit to it, you give your enemy so much free movement to get some wards down, to get some vision down, and to make some replays in the mines.
Had to shove it in the bottom lane though, and Chelly was just forced to farm quite safely. So not too much given up there by Wuji and Huanggai in the bottom lane, getting the push in once again as the bottom lane leaves. Instead of getting the turret plating, they'll drop a ward first, and then eventually it looks like they will do it. No, not going to play it close to the chest. They don't know where Jarvin is. They don't know where 5 is on this Pyke, because he's on walkabout.
He's always on a walkabout, and now XiaoYao needs to be careful. He needs to be absolutely certain of whereabout he's going to stand.
He doesn't spot him. They don't see him. Huatian glacial path. Get out of there.
Lock him down.
Chains land. 5 is level 6. Death from below, ready and available.
He's ready to use that ulti, and he's ready to share the gold as well, Hysterics. Now he needs to turn his mind, maybe even into the top side, because Kennen is building towards the AP build. No sustain available. That could be a natural good target for him.
Alright, what happens next? In this series, I never thought I'd be blessed by so many fun picks. Icon's LeBlanc is legendary. The amount of times we've seen this pop off is insane. Like,
there's not a lot to say. He's just a really good player in the mid lane, and when you give him an assassin, you naturally want to keep your eyes onto him to see what effect he has on it. Ale, we're going to forgive you. It's a very old pick of the Camille, so...
Oh, it's not that old. Oh, yes. What the end in the middle. Nailed down. Flushes away. Penguin had Cataclysm, had kill threat.
I like it. I like the idea coming out from Penguin because he wants to make these early game engages. Topside, though.
Yeah. Delicious lightning from Jiangqiao. His ultimate's there. Might have the 1v1. Camille gets himself on top of the Kennen as XiaoYao is stunned up underneath turret. Ale re-engages. Icon finds kill number 4, and Huatian's forced to respond. Actually, this TP, I think this could kill him.
Yeah, he was way too slow to the fight.
Out.
Everybody was dead before he even landed, and now the minion wave is crashing. Huatian, what you doing?
Ale, is he going to back off? Is he going to let this happen? Are you going to be a coward, Ale? Well, you've already got the first kill. You got a Sheen. Go back, pick yourself up closer to Trinity Force, and I see what Rogue Warriors do as a response while OMG is scattered.
It's just faster responses coming out from OMG. They know what's going on, and they instantly call because they know there's going to be an extended fight, especially with the Kennen ultimate. Very telegraphed means that OMG can get the advantage.
By the way, Luden's Echo at 11 minutes in the game from Icon. Has a 750 gold bounty. 4 kills. Icon is on the roam with 5, and now Penguin is as well.
Oh boy.
Look at that double flip up. Oh, yeah.
The Shaquille O'Neal composition. You
Yeah.
lay down the ring, and then you slam it in.
You know what? I don't know much about basketball, but I'm sure that's right. So that was fantastic. One guy now caught out as well. Remember, actually 5 has the reset here, Preacher. One guy pops a grey health, Fate's call. Re-engage. Come on, OMG. Do it. It's too late, though. OMG just back away. Icon's still as big as he was 5 seconds ago.
Oh, he wants one guy. He's looking for it.
Yeah, the shark coming in.
Yeah.
Wuji has the lockdown with the Chains of Corruption still. Yes, Bone Skewer. It is watered. No. Bad Bone Skewer.
Looked like it, but OMG eventually back out of this. I'm not too certain that Chelly actually wants to use his ultimate so that 5 can engage. It's more going to be a save tool to make sure that after 5 is dove in. Here's XiaoYao.
I mean, XiaoYao wants it. Still has the ultimate, but I'm afraid it's a little bit too dangerous as a spear sticks out of Tahm Kench's belly. I did not know that.
Well, it only happens when you activate the Q because it's an empowered to your auto attack.
Empowered spear in the belly then, as Ale keeps working away at this top lane turret. There's going to be a Trinity Force with all the gold he's picked up from plating. OMG are 6-0. They're 4K gold ahead. Just showing up huge against Rogue Warriors. Again, the development here for OMG has been important, and I think they've shown it so far.
And one of the reasons why some people are OMG fans and never really give that status up is the fact that OMG will always pick these unconventional picks. Camille, not seen since pretty much last year. And also Pyke. We haven't seen it a lot in the LPL, but man, does it fit our playstyle. And right now, OMG is definitely hitting all of the marks that we want to see.
To pull this out as well, we did see a lot of Camille in 9.1, 9.2, especially in the jungle when the hook shot, wall shot found the stun. So for Ale, it is a very special pick. One of the few top laners that'll still pick this up. And Camille still has a relative strength, still a very good scaler. We know that in this composition with the Jarvin, with also like the pick potential that comes through from LeBlanc, from Pyke. Camille, very good engagers. So I like this from OMG. They're drafting both games as look very inspirational from a point. As they pick up Rift Herald on Rogue Warriors side, OMG still in a very good position to deny.
Having unconventional picks is half the story. The other half of the story is your enemies don't know how to play against it.
Oh, there you go. X down. Here we go again. 5. Still has the ulti, by the way. Penguin has to flash away. Icon.
That is a lot of damage coming out from the chain.
5. Here we go. X marks the spot. 5 is out of that said spot. Now, with the grey health, you're going to heal a little bit. Chelly has his own bone skewer, apparently.
Doesn't even care about the Varus going forward to try and kill his support, and Chelly just returns it.
He queued through a minion and instantly rendered. That was the quickest reaction time I've seen of a Q rend on a Kalista.
Pretty sure that it was 3 of his E's, because what you do is you get 1 auto off, you Q as well. When it goes through a minion, it adds 1. So 3 with his E and the Q damage and the auto damage was enough to take him down.
Quick pick off there for Chelly. Gold adds in. OMG, a 5k gold up. This is insanity. Hello, Huanggai. Hello, Wuji. How you doing?
Yeah, they're not looking to stop right now. It's Dereks. They're going to continue pushing their advantage. Let's check this out again, because this is what we're looking for. One guy being caught out and 3 people being able to jump over the wall. You know that it's going to happen. But then onto Wuji, yeah, this is what we're waiting for. He tries to turn back onto 5, who tanks 1 too many turret hits by failing his ultimate right here with the heal. But now, watch for Chelly, because he shoots it.
Oh my.
Man, that was straight through his heart.
Yeah, it was only, I think it was only 1.
Dude, I felt that.
Man, it was rough.
Dang.
God, Kalista.
Calm down.
Lethal tempo. I can't. What I've learnt today from Agent 007 in Penguin is that Jarvin and 5, Pyke and Jarvin are the most impressive jungle support duo I think I've seen this year.
Because of the double dunk ability.
Not even that. Jarvin EQs, knock up. Pyke then Qs, knock up. You then get stunned by Pyke's E. Then the dunk comes through, and then Pyke layers the X right in the middle of the dunk field. Like, there is so much oppression.
Thanks for reading the wiki, Hysterics, but yeah, pretty much it's a very nice duo, and he's going for it again.
Maybe we'll find it again, but this time the combo's there with Jiangqiao on the backside, ducks in the middle, X does mark the spot, slicing Maelstrom in the middle. OMG though, still find themselves in double fate's call. They get another bone skewer, and with a flag and drag, the oppression is for everybody. Double, so much trouble for Rogue Warriors.
That was a ridiculous quadra cataclysm coming out from Penguin. Not a lot that you can do if you're Rogue Warriors in that instance, because your members are caught, none of them can leave, and all of them are being free-fired on by the backline of OMG. It was a left-right good night before it even started.
You thought the game was bad when it was Rogue Warriors at 8,000 gold discrepancy. Well, how about now? 5, 10... going up to what looks like 11. Tahm, Kench.
No!
I don't think you want to be here. Penguin's low. One guy just kills his 80 carry, and now he's ready to die himself. Jiangqiao coming in, doesn't have slicing Maelstrom, but still wants to follow this. Look at this guy go. Lightning man. Yes. Jiangqiao can't get 5 either. They slow him down. Rogue Warriors. This is chaotic. What's going on?
They want this, but Icon's on the back
Icon was hit. This is very reminiscent of Icon's LeBlanc. Stop it. Don't be in that position. He's so far ahead that he just popped through 4 members.
All right, yeah, he didn't even care about how many members could have potentially turned onto him. But you can see that Rogue Warriors were trying to make a play in that last instance. They called for the Tahm Kench ulti because they knew that there was a TP coming out from Jiangqiao as well. Didn't really know that the Kennen was respawning so late, and everybody died before Kennen even got there with his ultimate. It was a bit of a misplayed story coming out from them. But Hysterics, do you know what the story of tonight is? It's nearly perfect games being denied by just 1 stat, and that 1 kill is going to deny it away from OMG instead.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, you have a Cloud Drake as well for Rogue Warriors, so that's not perfect.
Yep.
This is what they've left to resort to. Arla. Yeah, take that. He's
Do you think he knew?
He's 3 levels ahead of XiaoYao, so... What'd you say?
Do you think he knew? That's why he E backwards.
Oh, he always knows. 404, he couldn't find them. Or it's not found, I don't know what the joke is. Rogue Warriors did pick up a kill though on Icon. How did Icon die?
Yeah, that's actually pretty important, and now Rogue Warriors can start this out because Icon's one of the bigger damage dealers of the team. I want to see that again.
Let him walk through the brush, people waiting there from Rogue Warriors. OMG.
5 is going to 1v1 him.
Oh, he might. 5 has ulti as well. That's when you know. When a Kennen is getting 1v1 by a Pyke. Actually, to be fair, Pyke has a longsword in inventory and a QSS. So 5 might be building like a dust blade. That's the Pyke I want to see.
And you know that this Pyke is doing well when he has a QSS. You usually buy QSSs for your damage dealers, and 5 is definitely one of them. He is going into the middle of the team fight. He's making sure that he is CCing people up. He wants to be free to move his E around. And this is the play. So Icon moves in, and Jiangqiao catches him with... Oh my god, okay.
To be fair, if Wuji wasn't there, I don't think you have the damage.
Yeah,
so,
the Kennen ultimate isn't burst, it's AoE.
But more so that Wuji was there to protect his top laner. So, good pick off there from Rogue Warriors, but they're getting close towards... I'll let you know what happens with strength of schedule, but I've thrown my pieces of paper everywhere after game 1.
Because you're just so hype.
I can just tell you though, for Rogue Warriors, still, this is not the squad that took down RNG. Of course, seeing XiaoYao in the jungle here, Huanggai, was part of that squad that did take him down. We're talking and praising his Morgana, which we have not seen this series, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, he's definitely gone for unexpected because we saw the Alistar and Morgana. This game, he's gone for the Nami and Tahm Kench. He has a plethora of champions in his disposal, and he looks much better than pretty much any other support when it comes to the flexibility that he can provide a team.
He really does. There's a couple of supports that can say the same though. One guy pushing up. Chelly has found himself. Oh no, one guy, get out of there. Champion. No. All right. 5.
Oh, good dodge.
I mean, no one was there to support. I don't know. I was hyped up about that. Maybe because now he has a double longsword. One guy flashes. Respect. Penguin decides, yeah, let's just do it anyway. Remember, he does have himself... no, he doesn't. Stopwatch. Rogue Warriors get the kill. Forward goes OMG. Eaten up. One guy saves his jungler as the Lightning Maelstrom does come through. And Chelly is going to drop as well. 2 kills for OMG. Rogue Warriors still in this game, apparently.
So we had a stat that we talked about right before this series started. And I don't really think that it applies, or if it does, then it's to the other way, because I've got to check this out before I say it.
I think Arlo 1v1.
Right.
Jiangqiao, I reckon this is a mistake. Get uppercutted.
Okay, and 5 is here as well.
Arlo's out as well. 5, no. Come on, bad bone skewer. All right.
Misposition coming out from 5. But they still managed to get 1 kill in the trade-off, so it's not too bad onto Jiangqiao. What I wanted to talk about before was, we had a chat about game times, and we said that while IG do hold the fastest game time in the league, the second fastest is OMG. That was mainly in their losses, so not too sure what you can take out of that, but they are looking mighty fine in the wins.
They really are. We'll have a look at this again. Penguin decided to go back in.
And being busted forward by XiaoYao was not what he wanted, but Chelly in the backline is everything that we were looking for. Unfortunately, gets caught out from this play as well, but he did enough damage to avenge the Jarvin.
To be fair, for Rogue Warriors, there is a Baron standing there. There's an Infernal coming up as well. Frisky. That's the next play. Now 2 items on the Kennen too. A Spellbinder picked up here for Jiangqiao. Very confident item when he's behind, considering the Zhonya's Hourglass would have been the most optimal choice considering the composition of OMG.
He's just being popped, and we just saw the 1v1 from him and Ale. Clearly what you need is that Zhonya's Hourglass to make sure that your ultimate gets full channel in the middle of the enemy team, especially considering OMG wants to go so far forward into your team composition. It completely caught
Huatian has found Chelly again, but 5 brings the fight right back into contention. Chelly goes down, Rogue Warriors turning the favor again as 5 is going to have to heal up. Ale joins the fight, but 1 by 1 they fall. Penguin going to be chased down. Jiangqiao doesn't have the Proto Belt available to follow this up. Icon, get out of there.
But he's got a Banshee's Veil. Okay.
He's back.
Do it. Get him.
Now no longer has the Banshee's Veil.
But he still does have the MR from it, so it's working well.
Rogue Warriors are slowly winning out, but OMG are going in 1 by 1.
Rogue Warriors have more members, so they can still push down these objectives, but now they're being very closely funneled.
Icon, this is watered.
What are you doing, buddy?
Doing what you're doing. Glacial Path, Icon, remember, can be locked on down by the Slicing Maelstrom as Icon jumps on back in. He knows there's no ultimate, but the cannon's available.
Oh, you're going to love watching Icon's LeBlanc, because he knows exactly when to go back in just to toy with the enemy. Even when Rogue Warriors are backing, they need to be ever vigilant that a LeBlanc's just going to pop over the wall.
Rogue Warriors still setting up for what looks to be a fight around Baron. Vision leading up towards it. OMG need to start clearing some of that vision as well. They'll get the Infernal anyway, but that was presumed as they already have the other one. They already have control of the map, and they still have a massive gold lead, but only 7,000 now at the 24-minute mark. Rend, yes, it is a smite. Yeah.
It's a lot of damage, but my main question is, does 5 actually want to play the Warning game? Because realistically, he's playing the damage game. Penguin and Icon both have sweepers in their own right, so they can realistically do the job of the support for him.
Rogue Warriors find this fight. We're going to game 3. I'm going to tell you right now. They're going to get Baron. They're going to start scaling up.
Yeah, if. Here it is, though.
Oh, blocked. 5 doesn't get the bone skewer. Rogue Warriors don't have the inner track on mid, though. So this is an issue because Rogue Warriors to get back, a long, long path to go down, and OMG don't feel like they want to zone him. They feel like they want to collapse.
They're pincered, and a fed Icon is off on the distance. OMG.
Oh no, XiaoYao's found over the wall. Tahm Kench eats him up. OMG ducks them down. Penguin in the middle with the ultimate. He does die eventually, though, and Rogue Warriors in a choke. They find everything. Slicing Maelstrom. 5 will heal back up, though. 3 left alive of OMG, and only Huanggai is the death.
Everybody is so aggressive from OMG that they go over the wall without checking what is over it first. They walk into all 5 members of Rogue Warriors, and Rogue Warriors come out for the better of it, because once you use all of your dashes in, you can't use them out, and OMG were caught with their pants down.
OMG needs to start pushing some of these side lanes, I reckon. Look at the top side. Come on, OMG. You have 80% of control of the map. Why is there a minion wave at your top lane outer turret? Get it, Icon. Let's go. Clear it up.
This might be good for them as well, because as soon as they do clear it up, people could be moving towards the bottom side. I think Ale just wants to find these 1v1s on the side lane, because his split pushing potential, we've already seen it before, still does work into Jiangqiao.
Definitely does. Jiangqiao's ultis are coming in handy now as well. We'll have a look how Rogue Warriors actually bringing back this game. That was such a good bone skewer, but man, Tahm Kench should not have range over that wall. That's baloney. Yeah,
and everybody goes in over the wall, but Ale can't do anything, and Icon can't do anything because of safety either. What exactly is an ADC doing frontlining? Chelly just died.
Woo! Run! Yeah. But guess who got solo killed, Preacher? Jiangqiao is dead. And Ale has done it again. OMG, Baron. Let's go. No, 5. Wrong way.
OMG, they look a bit confused. They're respecting the fact that the Scryer's orb could have been used and it was just dropped down onto the Baron, but now they need to make a proactive decision. Do they go and bait it once again, or do they want the camp and brush for the split? Never mind.
Or does Ale just keep on ending? He's going to hit the inhibitor as well. It has to be responded, and Rogue Warriors, if they contest this Baron, they could lose the game. Lissandra getting 1v1 now. This is why Ale picks up Camille. Solo kill number 2 of the game, 7-0 and 5, and Ala's just going to end the game if no one backs.
Oh man, he pretty much put his team on his back for this play. Nobody is focusing around the Baron, and the 1v1 comes out so big that he takes down the inhibitor.
Sandra's like, what happened here? Huatian 1-5 and 5. That is a 3-item Camille. Now, it is a very conventional pick for Ale. To remind you, he's picked this up multiple times, even in the meta when Camille was getting picked jungle, he would always take it to the top lane, and this is just showing you why.
And he's trying to prove a point that OMG do not look like a bad team in terms of communication. They don't look like a bad team that have really fell down. What they do look like is a team who haven't found their meta yet. So returning to picks that might not be as strong as they used to be still works out so well because they know the champions back in front, and more importantly, the other members of the team know how to play around it.
When Icon falters after an early lead, Ale comes back in. And while OMG sit in the mid lane, Ale sits top. Turret, I don't even know. That's the 7th one for OMG, but Ale's picked up so many by himself. You're right. He is carrying this team to victory.
He is the split pusher that this team needs, and also they pretty much deserve because this champion select was so good. And I don't even think the 2 people can collapse onto him. Take a look at the distribution of players by Rogue Warriors.
Knocking away at the mid lane inhibitor turret, Rogue Warriors. The nails are there. 5. Oh, are you caught out? No, you're not. Ale continues his push in as well. Another minion wave through while Icon, look at the bottom side. He's just channeling onto the Nexus turrets.
Oh boy, and he's managing to get himself out as well. Now it's up to the other split pushers to get the turrets down.
But look at this 1-3-1. Immediately, Ale crashes in. Icon still here with the Baron Duff minions. I'm not even sure Rogue Warriors can defend this.
Man, Rogue Warriors are not pulling the trigger. What are you doing? You're losing everything.
I mean, they can't. How do you deal with this 1-3-1? Ali is so huge with the Baron buff. That's the focus in one lane, one fight, and Icon is not going to be that. Ali's not going to be that. Disengage is huge, and to get on the 3, it's even harder.
They're all mid. Just engage onto them while you possibly can. There's 3v5, but they don't take their opportunities where they stand, and Rogue Warriors slowly lose everything.
Icon has teleport, by the way, as well. 1 minute 20 till Baron buff. He can teleport to this first minion if he chooses to. Inhibitor.
There it is.
Now exposed as the Bone Skewer doesn't
Ala's
land.
it.
Double teleport. ILA is the front forward. Level 17, about to be 18. Icon jumps on into Jiangqiao. Drift City, baby! That was the best binding I've seen in years. As Penguin will take the follow-up here with the Cataclysm. The X marks the spot. Reset City. X not going to find the second one, but that's all they need. X on the third. And Icon, Ale, just showing up huge in this series. OMG, dominate Rogue Warriors. They tried to get the minions off his back, but it was a good effort and a good showing here from OMG. Ale, rookie, done such a good job this split. It's not their last series, but they played like it was.
And you got to talk about both of these two solo laners doing so much work for themselves. You got Icon in the mid lane, a constant threat in the middle of team fights. That last little bit he was playing his split, but also Ale in the top lane. And whenever you talk about their massive leads and their massive advantages, you got to talk about Penguin as well, because he's the person who facilitated it early on.
Yeah, it really did. Penguin coming into this roster over Best 16 when Best 16 had such a good time. But this series, he showed it. Not sure what happened in Game 1 and Game 2 in this whole series, just from both teams. But I can tell you one thing. The one thing I did notice was that Icon was fed in both games. Game 1 was Icon. Game 2 was for sure Ale.
Picking up the Vayne, which was very unconventional, and then LeBlanc, which looked a whole lot more beautiful. Icon managed to show the whole world that his champion pool is as good as it is entertaining, and he manages to carry both of those games doing so well for himself.
It really is. Second time he's picked up in the Vayne in the mid lane. It looks great. Vayne's just been such a big pick here in the LPL, and as big as it was, Game 2, his LeBlanc looked just as big, but Ale topped the damage charts because he found himself, I think, 3 solo kills that game.
He did, yeah. It definitely doesn't tell the story of how well Ale did, because Ale managed to get those solo kills. He managed to get so many turrets for himself as well off on the side. And also, this graph doesn't show how much pressure that he generated into the side lanes. It was very rare that we saw Ale in the middle of a team fight, and he didn't need to be in the middle of a team fight because he just had so much of a good time off on the side, pulling off 2 members all the time.
Very true. For Rogue Warriors OMG, they may have been out, but it was a good showing from OMG, what we wanted to see earlier in the season. I remember ranking them, I think, 12th or 13th for OMG because of the belief that these new players would add so much here to the roster, especially Ale in the top lane. First showing of him was on a carry, on Fiora, I believe. He's played carry after carry, and that's why I can get behind this top laner and say, look, yeah, our top lane champion pool is so good, as in player champion pool. Because we just have so many good top laners in the LPL. Yeah,
and playing for keeps, both of these two teams, they definitely put up an entertaining series, because when we looked at the champion picks, when we looked at the individual outplays, yeah, that was pretty much just mechanics all around, and I am thoroughly entertained, I will say.
So am I. There was a big play in that game, though, that entertained me the most. It was the Jarvin fight that was just, like, insane. It was the dunk under dunk under dunk. It was the layering that made everything happen for OMG.
Yeah, this one was pretty much it. Once you see the Jarvin go in, you exactly know how OMG are going to follow, because Chelly is just free-firing on the backline, and you are waiting for the Pyke to really get his advantage into the middle of the fight. Pulls XiaoYao back, and that's pretty much a left-right goodnight, because Rogue Warriors, sure, they were a little bit behind before that play, but after that play...
I mean, they were like 6k goal behind. They were a while behind. But it happened just like it almost happened in Vici taking on WE, where a lot of these compositions, they have ways back into the mid-late game, even with a deficit. And you saw that there from Rogue Warriors, the ability to start finding their way back into that game too.
I mean, they really were looking for avenues of success, and quite limited, but they did actually manage to find some. You know, the solo picks, that was really their advantage as well. But when we talk about solo picks, it really does fall over to OMG. So they were playing a losing game from that point onwards, and it just didn't really look like they were in fine form. We were talking it was a 2-9 versus a 4-9 in the standings, and the team with the fewer wins came out on top.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, it doesn't mean bloody anything. It was 4-9 or 2-9. I always thought OMG at the start of the split, again, like a lot of feelings towards how I thought they were a better team. It's curious how they've changed towards Penguin, and the transition from Best 16 to Penguin itself looks good. I still have belief in Best 16, and I said ironically, he stopped playing after his Riven jungle games, which didn't go so well.
We don't want to talk about that Riven jungle, but what I do want to talk about, okay, you can talk about it with me later, but what I want to talk about is Penguin expanding his champion pool, going for the Jarvin as well. You might be saying that Jarvin's a very standard pickup, but before we only saw him really on Zhao and also on the Kindred, the fact that he can play this much more supportive type of champion that can really impact the early game as opposed to pick up the kills and the resources for himself, I like it. It means that he can pretty much do whatever he wants on the team. If they need a carry, he can do it. If they need somebody who's a frontline, he could do that as well.
He looked very good on the Jarvin, especially OMG. You know, they're still looking for resources and how we develop into the summer. I said this many times. But for a team like Rogue Warriors, man, the young Warriors, like, their team fighting eventually, I feel can be as good as a team like RNG. They just need time. And again, like, you know, quoting towards Raz, I know he's watching. This is a team that you give them a couple of years, the inexperience is there, but with such an expanding roster and like such a big roster and stake behind them, Raz said it best. He said they have the foundation for success. And I could not agree more that this team has the foundation for success in the future. Right now, still learning and growing pains through the first LPL split.
Usually when you talk about teams growing, you talk about communication, you talk about getting used to each other. This team is used to each other. They've got the opposite situation. What they need to do now is brush up on their mechanics, brush up on their early game, practice some sneaky, cheesy strategies in the early game to get themselves leads. And their team fights look pretty beautiful on their own.
I did with 5 on the Pyke, picking up MVP for that game number 2. Yeah. Oh, what are you looking at me for, 5? What's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah. What did I do wrong, man? Just because you did 13% damage, I know. I gave him a
He's staring you down. He's staring you down because he was MVP. He did such good... Take a look at that 12 assists. Do you see that? Every single time that he got somebody else a kill, he was also picking up gold for himself. This guy was a menace.
I mean, that's really the... Isn't that Pyke?
Yes.
Isn't that Pyke?
Not everybody can play Pyke. I know you can't.
Every time he picks up a kill, he's getting gold for his team. That's Pyke. There's literally Pyke.
Not everybody can pull it off, though. We've seen some Pykes absolutely flop because they can't land the Q, they can't land the E, but 5 can land both.
He lands the R. Give him the gold. Give him the death from below.
It's easy with the Jarvin. I'll say that. Easy with the Jarvin.
Yeah, layer them down. Rogue Warriors and OMG, they're not going to affect the total anarchy of the LPL, however. We're still looking for those middle positions with WE picking up that win. 8-5 now. BLG, you're under threat. IG, TOP are their next matchups.
Let us reiterate what we said at the start of this, and that is the fact that if you pick up 9 wins, then you're sitting very comfortable. WE only 1 off. They are looking in fine form to make playoffs, and they've already secured their place in top 8. Let's see if they can 100% guarantee it for themselves.
Now remember, of course, for WE, they still need that 9th win. 9 does not guarantee you 100%, but it gets you at a very close margin. RNG, JDG are still not safe in extreme circumstances, but they're looking pretty good. It depends on the teams like Sino-Dragon, BLG. If teams like IG and TOP lose to BLG and they go up to 9, if we have 9 being outside the circumference of the 8th place, then you start going, wow, okay, might be looking towards some of those tiebreakers, some of those head-to-head inclusions as well.
And when we talk about all of this, we have to talk about the strength of schedule going forward as well. We did look at WE and what they have in store. Looks like pretty easy. The only challenge that they really have for themselves is in the game against JDG. So we have to see if they can play up in that one to really pick up the points.
That's middle of the standing. That's important. But tomorrow coming up on the LPL, remember it's Monday. English Broadcasters back. And this is, oh God, some good matches.
It's old versus new hysterics. Pretty much EDG and RNG trying to hold up the legacies that they built for themselves, whereas the newcomers coming up from the LDL, V5 and SDG looking to disrupt this and make names for themselves.
Well, I mean, it's like old man Korn in the mid lane as well, so not really new with V5, but new organization absolutely against EDG. But we know V5, I called them the leftovers. They are out of playoffs, but EDG still want to cement their legacy. And after the win against TOP, man, yesterday, They played so darn well. I'm feeling very confident against FIFA.
And we're really ragging on TOP today because we were talking about WE's defeat of them and also EDG's defeat of them. But TOP were the team to beat. They were contesting for first place against FPX. So a whole lot of that is riding on tomorrow to see if EDG can actually secure their place and not just show that it was a fluke.
RNG, Silent Dragon coming up right after that as well. RNG still trying to secure their place, and with that win, they will do it. 10 wins being the security there. But big thank you to Preacher. Thank you to Raz, who was here before. Thank you to our production. We outie, and we back here tomorrow on a Monday. Yeah!